Over the past couple of days, I have really been doing some reflection just over this journey, over the past several years that I have gone through my awakening, and just seeing the changes and also seeing how people react to who you are right now, or to who I am right now, right? Things are just completely different, all right? And I want you guys to take a stroll with me back down memory lane, all the way back down to 2019, 2020, all right? And we all know what happened during that time, all right? It was C-19. The entire world changed, all right? 2020 was the year of vision, my family, all right? 2020 vision, the year of vision, a new decade kicked off. It was time for you to wake up. It was time for you to see clearly what was going on right under your nose and right in your face. And even though the awakening journey can be so painful, right? And it can be extremely hard, okay? And I know you guys are going through a lot of turmoil. You're going through ups and downs. You're dealing with the narcissist. You're dealing with your job, family members, financial struggle, maybe some health and sickness things, right? But at the end of the day, you are always divinely protected no matter what. And we must go through these things, right? Because you were chosen to get the job done. There is something that you have to complete and something that you have to do. Right. But I want you all to let me know down in the comments, how many people have just called you all crazy, right? Maybe you're feeling a little misunderstood, right? Over the past several years. And maybe you didn't really hear this in your past, but once you went through your awakening, everything began to change. You started to hear these words all the time. Now, going back down memory lane, like I talked about, 2019, 2020, right? Mainly 2020 when everything popped off. But of course, when you first go through your awakening, right, you want people to understand you, right? You might start saying things like, yo, you got to look into this, or you got to look into that, or this is what's happening in the world. This is what's happening here. This is what's happening in my life. And I can see through this and I can see through that. And people are probably looking back. They're probably sitting back, looking at you. And they're like, yo, what the hell is this person talking about? Like, they are insane. They are crazy. Like, what's going on? And what's beautiful about this journey is that, remember, you're being separated from the rest, right? Let's talk about that really quickly before we go back down memory lane. You're being separated from the rest, right? A lot of people, family, they're just walking zombies out here, right? They're spiritually dead. They don't know what's going on. They're literally NPCs, right? If you don't know what NPCs are, it's a non-playable character. So if you're playing a video game, right, and it's just like a character in the background that's going to be there on your path to try to stop you from moving forward in the video game, right? From getting to the next level, right? Going back to like Mario, when we played Mario, the Mario days. Remember the little guys with the red shells and they used to throw the hammers and stuff like that? They're just NPCs, non-playable characters. So nobody's controlling it. It's like AI, it's automated, right? So these people are just there, or the characters are just there to stop you. They're just existing. They're not actually living in the game. They're not playing the game. They're just on your path to stop you from leveling up to get to the next level. It's the exact same thing in your real life, right? A lot of people that you have dealt with over the past couple of years, they're just NPCs, right? They're just existing and they're not living at all, right? That's why they cannot see through the veil. And what I want you to remember is that people will only be able to meet you at their level of perception and understanding. Woo-hoo! Come on now. I know somebody needed to hear that. Right, I'm gonna drop it for you again. People will only be able to understand you and meet you at their level of perception and understanding. So when you go through an awakening and you try to share information with people, they're gonna be like, yo, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You sound stupid. You sound like a fool. You sound like this. You sound like that. All right, they are not gonna be able to see through the veil. You see, you going through your awakening has caused you to see through the veil, right? It's like the glasses have been lifted up. Right? It's like the blinders have been taken off. Okay, you can completely see through things that most people can't. And I want you to realize that even though it's a hard process to go through, right? And I'm not talking about seeing through the veil. I'm talking about your awakening process. It can be difficult because now family members, friends, you're losing people. You're being called into isolation. You don't know what's going on in your life. All these things are happening and being shaken up in your life. And it could be very difficult, right? It can hurt your spirit, right? Maybe you're going through that dark night of the soul. You're going through ego death. So now you're detaching from your mind and you're going more within to get a better understanding of who you are, your purpose, and why you're here. When I first went through this journey, I would literally ask myself, it was so crazy how it happened, because it's like time just completely stopped. Like everything just stopped. And I was like, yo, why am I here? Like, why am I on earth? What is my purpose? What am I actually doing here? I never asked myself that question before. I was just going along with life, running around with my friends, right? Running around with family members, doing different things. I never really asked myself that question. So when you go through that awakening, you start to ask those questions like, yo, what am I actually doing here? It's like you broke through a long life hypnosis, right? You're just like, yo, what is going on in my life? Why am I here? Why are these things happening? So if you're being called crazy, if you're feeling completely misunderstood, and I know a lot of you, especially if you're new to this journey, it could really bother you, right? It could really, really bother you because you want people to understand, especially because you want to help people, right? You wear your heart on your sleeve. You're a good person. You want to help people. It's like once you go through this, you don't want people to fall for the okie doke, right? It's like seeing a line of people lined up to just go to the slaughterhouse, knowing that they're about to be slaughtered, but they're just so excited to get lined up to get slaughtered, right? And you're trying to tell people, yo, get off that path. You need to get off that path. You need to leave. You need to go this way. Don't go that way. You're trying to share this with people, but they can't see it. It's like they're standing in line, but because they're so far back in line, they don't see the words, the slaughterhouse, right? They don't see any of that in front of them. They see joy. They see peace. They see life. That's all they see, not realizing that they're actually going down a path of destruction, right? But you, my family, right? You beautiful soul, you. I give you applause, and I just want to praise you guys for just being so amazing, for taking this journey seriously and realizing, listen, being misunderstood and being called crazy, go ahead and clap for yourselves. Go ahead and clap for yourselves. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's go back. Let's go back down the memory lane, 2020. I tried to tell so many people about C19, right? How many of you have done the same thing? I tried to tell so many people, yo, don't do it. Don't fall for the okie doke, right? This is an agenda, right? This is a depopulation agenda, right? They are doing things to you to try to, number one, leave you in fear, have you scared, lining up for the slaughterhouse, doing things that you're believing that your God-given immune system is not going to work for you, right? And of course, do you know how many people called me crazy? I remember on Facebook, I had like friends, and like, I think it was like one of my friends from high school, like their wife or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was something around that nature or something like that. It was just like, yo, you're crazy. How could you ever say anything about this and this? And I lost my grandma, and I lost this, and I lost this. I'm like, well, unfortunately, like, I'm sorry that happened. A lot of people lost family members. I lost both of my grandparents in 2020 within 42 days of each other, back to back, right? Just because of what I'm saying doesn't mean it's not true. Like, you just don't want it to be true because you can't see through the veil, right? You can't see what's truly going on and what's happening out here. And, you know, 5 years later, now people are starting to question what happened in 2020. They're starting to come back and a lot of these people are silent now. They have nothing to say. Nothing to say. All the information is coming out. All the statistics is coming out, right? And you, chosen one, you have been right this entire time. And here's the thing. A lot of people have completely ridiculed you in the past, right? They called you crazy. You felt misunderstood. They told you you were stupid. They told you you were wrong. They told you all these things to make it seem like that you were the one that was just dumb and didn't know what you were talking about. But now, when the times come back around, you're not going to get an apology from these people. They're not going to come out to you and say, man, like, you were absolutely right. Like, whoa, you were absolutely right. I'm so sorry that I spoke to you like that. Please forgive me. You're not going to get any of that. They're going to sit back in the shadows. They're going to be silent. They're going to be quiet, my family, right? Because they can't believe that they were wrong. There are people that have literally defended what they thought was the truth, and it came out not to be the truth. And this is where you need to really embrace this journey that you're on right now, because you have been given such a powerful gift. This is so powerful, guys. Like, I want you to really think about this. It may be hard, right? It may be difficult because you're going through the changes. You're losing people, you're losing family, you're losing friends, you're losing your job. But all of this is to mold and shape you into the best version of you that you are meant to become. So when you go through the turmoil and the struggle and the hard times, right? Yes, it's hard in that present moment, but think about where you are today, because your awakening has awakened you to a new perspective of life, which is taking you down a new path, right? That nobody, and not even yourself, thought possible, You see, you can see past the schemes of the enemy, right? You can see through the veil. You can maneuver through all the snakes in the grass. You can maneuver around and through all the snakes that's lurking beneath your feet, that's trying to wrap you up and pull you down. You are able to get past it. Like, you could be walking through some extremely tall grass. And I'm talking about grass that's like up here, right? You got grass that's all the way up to your chest, all the way up to your stomach. And you can't see what's lurking beneath your feet. Just like when you're walking in the ocean, right? You may be walking in the water and you can't really see what's beneath your feet. But you are able to maneuver around the obstacles, right? When you're stepping in the ocean, you're stepping in the water, and there's like, you say you got like a blowfish, right? There's like a blowfish swimming. I'm just trying to figure out like the best analogy to use. Say there's like a blowfish, right? Or that porcupine fish, I think that's what it's called. That's like swimming beneath you, and you're able to just, you don't step on it, you don't bump into it, you don't get pricked, none of that stuff. But the average person that's spiritually dead, you know, who's just walking blindly, believing in this government out here, believing in, you know, the wicked people in high places, right? Just blindly believing them without actually questioning or wondering, you know, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are y'all doing this to us? Right? You can easily maneuver through. Now, when I say easily, I mean like you're not easily fooled, right? You don't just take their word for it, right? You need evidence to back it up. You need something that's going to show you the actual proof. You need evidence. You need hardcore evidence. Whereas other people, they're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll line up for the slaughterhouse, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. Whatever you say, guys, I'll do this, I'll do that, right? And people are going to call you crazy for not being like them. And this is where you need to embrace it. And this is the beauty that you need to see in your awakening journey, because you're not like them. Standing out, now everybody's unique, right? We all got our own unique fingerprint. We all got our own uniqueness to us, but your uniqueness is more unique than everybody else's uniqueness, if that made sense. Stick with me. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. The fact that you are so unique, it just stands out from everyone else. It stands out from the crowd. Remember, you're not meant to fit in. You're meant to stand out. And as you stand out here in the world and you stand on truth, right? You don't bend to other people's will. You don't say, okay, there's 50 people over there that are all pointing their finger at me and telling me that I'm wrong. But you're standing there like this. You're standing your ground. You're like, I don't care what any of y'all say. All of y'all are wrong. All of y'all are wrong, right? And that's not to boast or brag and to say, you know what? No, I'm the right one. I'm the right one. I'm the one that's correct. But from a spiritual standpoint, you can feel it in your spirit. Your intuition kicks in on a monumental level, right? And you just know, okay, all of you 50 people, 100 people, y'all can go down that path if you want. You can point to me, you can laugh at me, you can call me crazy, you can make me feel misunderstood. It doesn't matter, because I know from my divine right, and I know deep down inside from an intuitive standpoint that going down this path is the one that I need to go down. I'm not going to follow the sheep. I'm not going to follow the crowd. That's why most of you are the black sheep of your family, right? And the black sheep ends up being the goat, family, right? You end up being the goat. You end up being the greatest of all time, right? You end up showing your family and friends something that they never thought possible. I'm trying to tell you guys right now, woohoo! I'm fired up. I'm feeling great. This is so powerful. Love your journey. Love yourself. Love the path that you're on right now. Even your enemies, love them too, right? I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to, right? But you are supposed to bring, keep your enemies close, right? Keep your enemies close. And I'm not saying go love on them and kiss on them and hug on them and all that stuff. No. You can just energetically love them, right? You can just pass on good graces to them, even though they're doing you wrong and saying all these poor things. There's no need for retaliation whatsoever, because they're going to get theirs in the long run, right? At the end of the day, it's going to come back and bounce on them. Remember, you are divinely protected. Anything that happens to you, all the things that people do to you, it's going to come back to them 10, 20 fold. All right. And it's not going to be a pretty sight. It's not going to be a pretty sight. And they're going to see you in the spotlight. They're going to see you, with your bright light shining out here in the world, doing what you are supposed to do and what you are called to do. All right. And you're walking with a smile on your face, leaving those people behind. This is why you don't need to retaliate. So when the world calls you crazy, when people look at you and say, you're a fool for thinking like that, you're an idiot for talking like that, you got to let those words roll right off of your back like water on a duck. It doesn't matter. Y'all remember growing up, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Right? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Unfortunately, yes, it can be hurtful. It can be harmful. Like dealing with people that say, evil and just nasty things to you. That can be that can be hurtful, right? It can break your heart. It can hurt you on the inside. But when you go through your awakening, you gain so much strength. You gain so much confidence. Even if you don't, let's go back to those 50 people over there. They're all pointing the finger at you and telling you that you're wrong. You have gained so much confidence and strength in that you just don't care anymore. You're like, I don't even care. You can say whatever you want about me. You can do and say whatever you want. Like, it doesn't affect me anymore. It may have affected you in the past, and maybe in the past you bend it to these people will, right? Maybe you're like, okay, fine. Like, all of y'all are going to the party. All of y'all are doing this. Okay, fine. I'll go. Fine. Yeah, well, maybe you're right. Things are very different now. Very, very different now. And I know many of you are going to resonate with this message right here. How many of you have people calling you crazy, looking at you sideways, when you walk past them, all types of things? You are meant to stand out in this world. You are meant to stand out in this world, family. It's just the exact same thing that they did to Jesus Christ. It's the exact same thing that they did to Jesus, right? They looked at him completely different, right? Completely different. And I want y'all to think about that as well. Think about how your life is, right? When you're out here walking in the world, you're connecting and interacting with other people, pay very close attention. Be in that present moment. Pay close attention to how people react to you, how they interact with you, how they say things to you, how they, look at you. Okay. Not only that, you're going to be able to feel their energy. You're going to be able to tell, right, if that person's good for you or not, if they have negative intentions for you or not. You're going to, you're going to really be able to feel it and tell. So your awakening, this journey that you're on right now, I want you all to embrace this with so much beauty, because you're just literally one of the chosen few out here. And a lot of people are awakening, right? And just be glad that you are, right? Be so happy to be alive right now during this time. Even though the world is chaotic, even though people have lost their minds, people are going crazy, even though there's so much happening on the face of the planet right now, be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for being awakened right now during this time, right? How many of you awakened during C19, during 2020, right? The year of vision. How many of you were awake during that time? Because, woo, man, that was a time to be alive, my family, right? A time to be alive, and it still is. So embrace it. So it doesn't matter who calls you crazy. It doesn't matter who looks at you sideways. It doesn't matter if people are pointing the finger at you and saying, you're doing this wrong. You're not doing that. You should be going down this path. You shouldn't be going down that path. I want you all to go out here and live your best life. I don't know who needed to hear that right now, but you probably have people that's trying to grab the wheel and they're trying to steer for you. They're trying to steer you in other directions. They're trying to steer you off the path that you have. Go out here and live your best life. Do what you are called to do. Do what you want to do. Do what you love to do, right? Don't go follow a path because somebody else thinks that you should go down that path, right? You may have parents, you may have friends, or even family members, maybe your guardian, right? Which could be like your grandparents or your aunts or uncles or something like that. Maybe they're literally telling you, I don't think you should be doing that. I don't think you would be good at that. I don't think this. I don't think that. People think they have so much power over your life that they try to steer you in the direction that they want you to go down. What? How are you going to tell me that I need to go this way? Right? I have passions to go this way. You're telling me to ignore my passions, to ignore the things that I love, to ignore my calling? You see, this is where you stand out from the world, chosen one. Do not allow for that to happen, right? Go do what you are called to do and follow the path that you are called to follow, right? It's going to open monumental doors for you, right? And yes, those people are going to be mad at you because you didn't listen to them, right? A lot of people think that they can control you, right? They want to have control over your life. They want to have control over your decisions, your emotions, everything like that. Don't allow for any of that to happen. Right? You are a beautiful soul. You are amazing. I don't know who needed to hear this message today, but no matter how misunderstood you feel, there is a tribe of people, including me, including people on this channel right here, that believe in your vision and that understand and understand who you truly are and the capabilities that you carry and what you are able to provide to the world, right? You losing people is going to be a beautiful thing. Even though it might be hard, it might be difficult, it's going to be a beautiful thing for you because it's going to help you find your tribe, the right people that actually believe in you, the people that are awakened, the people that's on your journey, that's on your level, and who actually have something to give to you, right? There's going to be a lot of people that speak down on you, but there's going to be even more, well, maybe not even more, but you're going to find those people that actually are going to lift you up during this time, right? So during the time of your awakening, during the time of your downfall and people calling you crazy, the world's looking at you like you're a fool and all these different things, you're going to find the people, right? And this is so beautiful. And this is so crazy how God works, man, because when you lose something, you're always going to gain something, right? When one door shuts, another one's going to open. So always remember that when you see those doors shut, right? It doesn't mean you go crawl in a fetal position and you go cry and say, boo-hoo, nobody loves me. You know, why am I being cursed and all these things? No. It's a calling for you to work on yourself, to get back to who you are, to remember who you are, to step into your purpose, right? Not worry about who's calling you crazy and feeling misunderstood, because the people that understand you, they're going to show up and they're going to help you along your journey. Right? So, woo, happy Friday, man. I don't know who needed to hear this message today, but I hope you all are having an amazing week. Hope you're having a great day today. Continue to push forward, be the best version of yourselves. Keep on keeping on, no matter what. Keep moving that needle forward and becoming that great self. All right. That is exactly what you need to do. And listen, if you want to start a business, if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want guidance, if you need to find your tribe, come on over and join the private community. All right. It is absolutely free for you to join. All right. And I would love to have you there. All right. The link is in the description and is in the comments down below, family. All right. So you all have a great weekend ahead. More videos to come. So make sure your bell notifications is turned on, and I'll see y'all soon in the next video. Peace.